While so many industries struggled during the pandemic, the CBD industry grew over 30%. Welcome to Wakana. We offer natural and organically grown CBD products backed by our 30-day bottom-of-the-bottle guarantee. Our proprietary blends contain more than 15 essential oils like black seed and turmeric, which help in creating the ultimate entourage effect. We provide a certificate of analysis on all of our CBD-infused products. These tests are conducted by one of the top ISO labs in Florida to ensure quality and potency inside of every batch. We are one of the few companies in the world who conduct full panel testing to confirm our ingestible products are free of pesticides, mold, and other dangerous compounds. The foundation of Wakana is based on 4 pillars, including health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. While so many industries struggled during the pandemic, the sell products online, earning from 20 to 50% of the commissionable volume. By launching an online dispensary, you can win the loyalty of your customers by offering the hottest products like edibles, flour, hair care, tinctures, and topicals. Wakana isn't just a company, we are a movement. During the pandemic, we grew over 100% and expanded our headquarters from 1,000 to over 5,500 square feet. We have over 10,000 customers and a 5-star online rating from our satisfied customers and distributors. So what are you waiting for? Start partnering with one of the fastest growing and most reputable CBD companies in the world. Wakana, the crown jewel of CBD.
It just made sense to me. It was more so about teaching people a more natural way to be healthy.
We had the opportunity not only to just get the 40 acres, but also get the mule.
In the waters where the sharks and piranha swim. Remember, couldn't see the sky, it was kinda dim. I never broke, I ain't got that kind of skin. They never shook, back for the crown again, royalty. If you got the time, we're gonna talk about loyalty.
I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis at age 17, and now at age 51, I'm finally getting the relief that I need from my arthritis without all of the side effects.
I have witnessed thousands of people overcome so many challenges, chronic long-term challenges that they've not been able to really overcome with traditional pharmaceutical medication.
I went and played golf this year, and normally when I play for the first time after 18 holes, I'm really sore. I took my Hempranium in the morning. I used some of the pain cream, on my knees, and it's like I hadn't played at all.
Well, Wakana isn't just a company, even though you can say it is a company, but we really formed this from the beginning to be a movement. We knew that the cannabis industry really had not catered to those who unfortunately were the victims of the war on drugs, and that was minorities, African Americans. And so in starting Wakana, it was really giving birth to an idea that we as African Americans, we as minorities, we as Black and brown people could absolutely play a big role in this. So we see this as a company, a movement that will absolutely revolutionize and change the cannabis industry and help impact minorities all around the world.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Wakana is so much more than a company. We are a movement. Our mission is to be, oops, and I'm sorry, skipped over the vision. The vision is that we exist to help end the negative stigma that's caused communities around the world to suffer and to lose out on the health and the wealth benefits of the cannabis plant. In fact, our mission is to be a catalyst to stir that movement that inspires people to confidently move into the legal space as entrepreneurs, formulators, and investors, evoking the courage and strength of people to take back their health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. These are the four co founders. We call them our C suite. We have Dr. Rita J. McGuire with over 30 years of experience as an OB-GYN, becoming a cannabis expert and being consulted by the Illinois legislature as our CMO, Chief Medical Officer, and Health Pillar. We have Dr. Patricia Van Pelt, who is a third-time state senator and accountant, as serving now as our interim CFO and our wealth pillar. Then we have our visionary and CEO, our legacy pillar, Melissa Boston, a woman who left corporate America to get her time freedom back for her family and really got into the home based business arena and became MVP all over the place, actually connecting with people in over 46 countries to build teams there. She saw the vision for Wakana, and here we are, almost 3 years old. And then we have our Chief Sales Officer and Freedom Pillar, Phyllis Nash. This is a woman who has over 35 years of experience in business, in the home based business arena, making six figures and showing others how to do it. She leads from the front as our chief sales officer, as our first diamond, as our first double diamond, and we affectionately call her the midwife of Wakana for helping us all labor our possibilities. Now, this is our medical advisory board, and what's so exciting about that is that we have a board that is a wide range of professionals. We have it headed up by our chief medical officer, Dr. Rita J. McGuire. It includes psychiatrists, psychologists, um, chiropractors, pharmacists, nurse practitioners, social workers. I mean, you've got, excuse me, and nurses. You've got all types of professionals here. What's great about this is that not only do they use our products to help enhance their lives, but they're also recommending our products to their patients to help enhance their lives. And so that's a huge thing to know, that we have so many professionals that are on our side. The Farm Bill is what made CBD, which is our flagship product, legal. See, one of the reasons and goals for the 14th Farm Bill was to protect research and to generate that research into hemp. The 2018 Farm Bill released some of the restrictions that the first bill had on it, and now you see hemp from CBD, which is what we have, as a mainstream crop. In fact, cannabis is booming. CBD revenue is in the billions, and participating with Wakana means that you get to participate in several multi-billion dollar industries, including the $87 billion hair care industry. So now, what is CBD? It's a compound that naturally occurs in hemp, second only to what you're probably used to, which is THC. It's what they test for in drug screenings. But unlike that, you won't get high with CBD. It's the health without the high. Our products are fully compliant with the State Department of Agriculture regulations and are grown in accordance with Section 7606 of that 2018 Farm Bill that I talked about. Our products are full spectrum, they are grown with organic methods, and they are third party tested. As the video mentioned, we are one of the few companies in the world that takes that extra step. So it's really a matter of learning and unlearning, learning about CBD, which is the new thing, and unlearning the negative stigma that THC has. In fact, let's take a listen to what Dr. Allen has to say about how cannabinoids can really assist you.
Hello, my name is Dr. David Allen. I'm a retired cardiac surgeon and member of the International Cannabinoid Research Society, ICRS. That means I'm a cannabinoid research scientist. And I'm here to tell you about the discovery of the endocannabinoid system, the ECS, and the significance and how it will change medicine. And we discovered the endocannabinoid system about 30 years ago, and we really didn't understand the significance of its discovery. And so we found out that this is a chemical communication that your body has. It's not electrical, it's chemical, and it's kind of like the hormone systems that people are familiar with. And your body makes these cannabinoids. They're endogenous, so they're endocannabinoids, and they perform some miraculous functions in the body. And we're just learning the significance of these functions. And basically, the endocannabinoid system is responsible for homeostasis. Most people don't understand what that really means, but it's the body's ability to maintain itself and function in the proper environment. And so it's critically important that doctors in the future understand this control mechanism. And we're finding out that that manipulation of this endocannabinoid system will control diabetes. It controls cancer. It controls whether you can survive a heart attack or stroke. And so this is critically important for doctors to understand this new science. And the discovery of the endocannabinoid system is the single most important medical scientific discovery ever, and will save more lives than the discovery and application of sterile surgical technique. And I'm a heart surgeon saying that. So more people will be saved by manipulation of the endocannabinoid system than are currently saved by surgery.
But recent
Awesome information to know that we are born with everything that we need to bring our bodies back into balance. So here's a great chart for you to see why CBD versus marijuana. It's just simple, guys. More benefits, more health benefits are checked off in this chart under CBD than they are under any other cannabinoid, but certainly among the against the one that we're more familiar with. I mean, really, it runs the gamut because of this endocannabinoid system. Everything from pain and nausea to help improving sleep and seizures and inflammation. I mean, just so much. In fact, here's the endocannabinoid system that he talked about, a series of receptors all over our body in our organs, our most important regulatory system in our bodies. And did you hear the most important word he said? Ever. He said ever. He said it's the most important thing that we've learned ever. So learning how to manipulate this is, like you said, going to save lives. And these are the products that will allow you to do that. You see, we have an entire array of products that give you choices about how you can add CBD into your health regimen. In fact, here are some of those products by the industries. You know, I mentioned to you that you could participate in several different industries. So if you're a professional on the line, that is thinking about how can I do more for my salon, my shop, you know, you can have different products that your customers would be interested in. In fact, not only would they be interested in the hair care products, which obviously they're there to get those services for, but as you know, salons and shops sell all different types of things, you know, whether it be weight loss products or wellness and immune products, essential oil, skincare, CBD. You can actually be that way as well. In fact, our CBD products give you the highest quality of infused products with lab tested, non-GMO, GMO, and 100% pure. Our gummies, all of them help to lower inflammation and improve sleep, and some of them are specialized. When you smoke hemp, you get a faster result. Bioavailability is higher. That's just a big word for saying it gets in your system, right? So it's absorbed. So your absorption rate is higher, goes from lungs to bloodstream very, very quickly, helps with acute anxiety, pain, sleeplessness. And now, the pièce de resistance, the part that you guys have been waiting on. Let me bring up my friend, my mentor, a coach in everything that has to do with hair, how it works. And today she's going to be focusing on the follicle and talking about the health and how the follicle is built. This is a woman with over 48 years of experience. She is a sought after trainer in the beauty industry. In fact, she's a pioneer in the beauty industry and the founder of the Spectrum International Beauty Expo coming in March in Southern California. Actually, the largest beauty expo in Southern California. Without any further ado, my friend and partner, Doris Mosley. Doris?
Wow, Kathy, thank you for such an awesome intro. You know, it's just, this is just part of the thing that I love about this industry. And I am so grateful to Wakana for allowing me to be a part of Wakana. And Kathy, you and I just teamed up many moons ago, and it has been love ever since. And whoever is on this line today, you were invited because you was loved. And I'm just gonna share about the product that we have that has been, many testimonies has been given. I am a product of the product. So that's why I feel so great about it and so excited about it, because I know what it has done for me. And we're going to start with the baby. I always say this is the baby that grew up. And this is our hemp-powered hair. Hemp-powered hair, it comes from the side of the plant that is on the health side, what Kathy was talking about earlier. It's the health side. And this is a blend of oils that Wakana has put together as like a chain. You know, it's hard to break a chain. It's put together this blend of organic oils, certified, that is promoting what we say, if done correctly and if used consistently, it will definitely help promote healthy hair. And this is nothing that we guarantee. I never will say it's guaranteed because we don't really know what you're doing. But if you stay consistent, be dedicated, some things could really happen for you. And in our hemp powered hair, I always like to start with our black seed oil. Black seed oil is one of the oils that helps get rid of or soothe down itchy scalp. And you know, when we get the itching, we just pick up anything to stretch. And that is not good, because our hair follicles, which I'm going to share with you a little bit more, is 0.3 centimeters beneath the scalp. So we don't want to disturb that follicle. And then we have our cinnamon. Cinnamon is antioxidant. It helps get rid of those free radicals that's just running rampant around in the body. We want to make sure we free our body of those free radicals. Then we have pumpkin seed. Pumpkin seed is one of the oils that help gets rid of inflammation. And I always reference to Dr. Rita because she is really strong in having the body to get rid of inflammation so that we can have a healthy body. And that's important because what goes in the body comes out. And fortunately and unfortunately, it comes out through our hair, it comes out through our skin, it comes out through our nails, because the skin is the largest organ of elimination. Then we go into clove. Clove is one of the oils that help slow down the shedding. And hair grow through 3 phases. It grows through the anagen phase, which is the growing phase. We want to keep it in that phase longer as we could, because that's where hair grows. That's where it's getting its great blood supply from. And then that's anywhere from 2 to 6 years. And then it goes into the catagen stage. The catagen stage, it stays about a couple of weeks. Then it goes into the telogen stage. And we don't want telogen and fluvium because that's excessive. So the clove is there to slow down the shedding, which we normally could shed up to anywhere from 50 to 100 strands a day. But when you get hair on your shoulders, hair on your sink, excessive hair in the shower, then we know that that's to be looked after, and that's why hemp powered hair is so important. Then we have our peppermint oil. I love the peppermint oil, the fact that's in there, because peppermint oil stimulates the blood circulation, and the blood is what nourishes the cells. And we need that blood. We need to keep that hair in the anagen stage where the blood is flowing really strong. We need to get the blood to the cells, and the cells will definitely reproduce itself. And that's how the follicle, how the cells be packed in there and come on up. Then we have our baobab. Baobab is for overall health. Baobab is for health, as well as moringa. Moringa is for the health of the body. If you got a healthy body, more than likely you're going to have healthy things coming out, and you're going to feel better. Then we have lemon. Lemon is an antiseptic. I always say deep cleans the pores. The pores are there to eliminate waste. And if the pores are clogged, then there's no way you're going to get the toxin out of the body. And it's also cleansing. You got to have a clean shaft in order for it to give that good, nice, shiny look, healthy looking hair. Then from there, we're going to think about, what about the omega-3s? What about the salmon, wild salmon oil, which is in there? Wild salmon is give us the omega-3s. It gives us the strong hair, give us the shiny, healthy hair. That is very important. Then we have rosemary. Rosemary oil is an oil that is there to help block the DHT. And we talk about DHT, and we're going to talk about it again. But DHT is what goes in and chokes out the nutrients. And if you're not getting nutrients to that follicle, you're not going to get any hair that's going to be coming out of there. So it's going to eventually deminiaturize the hair down to where it is nothing. And then there is no more hair once you lose that follicle. Then we have our CBD. Hey, what Kathy just talked about. Our CBD is what we need to help bring that body back into balance. And when the body is in balance, that means everything is working properly. Then you won't have to worry about whether or not you're going to lose a strand. It never come back. It might get a little sick. It might get a little sluggish. But if you're using your hemp powered hair, it will reboot, restart, and regenerate that hair. So that's important. Then I said to our CEO, and she is so into looking at the things without just saying no. I said, we need a system. She said, okay, what do you suggest? I suggest that we have a great shampoo, not just a good shampoo, a great shampoo. We have a great conditioner. We need some detangler because hair breaks very easy when it's wet. So we need a detangler so we can easily comb out that hair. And Kathy haven't put the SOS system on the screen yet, but for those who are new and never seen the system, there it is. It's our SOS system. And we have, of course, our renewing shampoo and our renewing shampoo. And I'm just gonna hold right there while I tell you about the how the follicle works. So when I talk about the follicle, I can share with you about why the SOS system came into play. And the hair follicle, it's a permanent part of the skin, and it's in the epidermis. That's where it's situated at. It's situated in the epidermis, or we could say that's the top layer of skin. Now, there are over 5 million follicles over the entire body, but guess what? 100,000 of those plus make it to the head. Now, that's a lot of strands, but we don't want to lose one of those because the hair follicle is a tunnel. It's a tunnel shaped structure in the epidermis. Now, where does hair start growing from? Me and some other hairstylists had this conversation, and that's why I wanted to bring it to you guys today, because the hair follicle is a plus. We got to keep those healthy, and that's why our CEO said, let's save our hair. Let's save our strands. And the bottom of the hair follicles, those cells are created, those cells are packed down. And as they are packed down, it's creating that strand that grows out of the skin and reaches the surface. That's important, you guys. Those are cells. Remember, I said how important it was for the blood to circulate, because in hemp powered hair, we have what oil? I said peppermint. You're right. Peppermint oil is in there to stimulate the blood. So as those cells are being reproduced, it needs that blood supply. And remember, the follicle is a tunnel shape. So that means it is, those cells are being packed down, and they keep on until they surface. And when they surface, it is attached to a sebaceous gland is attached to the strand, a sebaceous gland. Now, what's the function of the sebaceous gland? The sebaceous gland is there to formulate or create oil. It's the natural oil that the body gives. See, we have our hemp powered hair oil that gets in there providing those pores are not clogged. But the sebaceous gland is that natural oil that the body has. And there are 3 types of follicle. And most people don't know that. There are 3 types of follicle. And the flat follicle, I just want you to take your finger and flatten it out on top of your fist. And look at the tip of your finger. Now that hair and a flat follicle has to travel all the way around and then out, meaning the type of hair that it's going to produce is our curly hair, like the young lady in the picture there, curly hair, or it's going to create a kinky hair, okay? It takes that hair a little longer to come out. That's why it takes our hair of this texture a little longer to come out. And then you have the bent follicle. Just open that finger up and just slightly bend it. And from that follicle comes a wavy hair. That's where wavy hair comes from. And then we have just straighten that finger all the way out, straight follicle. And that straight follicle is where you have straight hair. You have straight hair, okay? Then we have texture. Texture is determined by the size of the strand. And I'm going to just show you a picture here. If Kathy could show this. Can you guys see this on the screen? Kathy, can you see
Yes,
that?
I can see that. Yes, I
Okay,
can.
so you see the first strand here is fine, okay? That's the fine hair right here. Then the next strand is the medium strand. And then the next strand is coarse. So this is determined by texture. This is texture here. What I shared with you before is type, okay? It's type, not texture. That's texture when you deal with fine, medium, and coarse. And that's very important to know that, because a lot of people will say, oh, I have such fine hair. But what they're really talking about is density. Density determines the amount of hair on the head, not the strand. And that's just confusing to some people. They say, oh, I don't have my hair is so fine, Doris, what can I do? And I look at the hair like, your hair is not fine. It's just that you don't have the density that you desire right now. And that's the one thing about our system. It helps with that. It helps when you bring that hair back, because if the follicle is still there, there's a great chance that the hair will return. And we have in our shampoo, our sweet basil leaf oil, which contributes a light and refreshing scent. That is important when you're dealing with hair products. In our renewing shampoo, we have basil oil, and it also stimulates to the hair follicle. Stimulated, when something is stimulated, what does that mean? That means if I'm sitting here like I am and somebody come and tap me or push me, they've stimulated me to do what? Move. And that's what the sweet basil does. It is stimulated to the hair follicle and has good circulation. That's important, because you gotta have good circulation in order for it to have healthy hair growth and reduce and slow down the rate of hair loss. And this is what we're dealing with nowadays, you guys. We're dealing with what? An epidemic. And what's that epidemic? That epidemic is hair loss. I mean, we're dealing with a pandemic, but we are also dealing with epidemic, and the epidemic is hair loss. And there's so many people losing their hair. I had a new client the other day. She came to me from another state. She was recommended to me, and she was losing her hair in the top. Well, somebody had told her to put a weave in. I told her that is the worst thing she could do, is to attach hair to that area to only cause her more problems. I told her, do not attach, especially braiding. Somebody wanted to braid her. I said, no, I will not do that. I said, if you have patience, that's what you have to have, patience. And I shared with her about the products, and she said, okay, I'll get it today. We called her in an order. She became my new customer. And in our detangling, in our detangler, we have baobab. We have our baobab oil, which has omega fatty acids, A, D, and E. That is known to trigger hair growth. Now, when you trigger something, again, you touch it, you move it out, and it's a great moisturizer. Trigger means that you have set it off. Okay, it's a great moisturizer for the follicles, promoting cell growth. That is so important. So you have the detangler, you have your renewing shampoo, and you have your conditioner, which is your moisturizing conditioner. Now, hair made of two things, protein and moisture, and you have to keep that balance there. You have to keep that balance there. So that is another important part of hair growth. Then in our system, we have our styling cream, which is one of my daughter's #1 products. She's like, she can't do without that styling cream, because it can be used on the hair dry, it can be used on the hair wet, but anytime you're putting any conditioner or the styling cream on, make sure that the hair is towel dried really good, so you don't water down your product. That's important when it comes to making the contact of the hair. Then we have oud oil. Everybody said, Doris, why oud oil is so important? Because it's a barrier from that heat. And that is very important. It's a barrier from the heat. So you want to make sure that you want to protect that strand, because guess what? Once that strand comes above the epidermis, it has no feeling. Now, it has an erectile pillar muscle that is attached to the strand. And when you pull the hair, that's what responds. But if you cut it, you don't feel it. If you curl it, you don't feel it. You press it, you don't feel it. Whatever you do to blow dry, you don't feel it. You only feel it if you pull it, because of its attachment to the erectile pillar muscle. And if you have any type of yeast infection to the scalp, our HempPowered Hair is excellent for that. Like I told a client, you gotta have patience and you gotta be dedicated. Because if you don't have patience and you're not dedicated, it's not gonna happen overnight. Hair grows 6 inches a year, and that's more the hair that coming out of a straight follicle, a straight to wavy follicle, not a flat follicle. Okay, it's very important. So we're gonna eat healthy. Okay, we're gonna eat according to our blood type. That will help a whole lot. We don't realize how our body has been so broken down because of what we've been putting in it. So we expect good things out. Get on board with the Flat Belly Challenge. Get on board with the lifestyle, eating for your blood type, plant-based lifestyle. Let's start eating from the ground out. Back to you, Kathy.
All right, thank you, thank you. Any questions? Let me see. Any questions from anyone? I love the way that you visualize the sizes there, so we could actually see what that looks like.
Yes, that's important. A lot of people confused with that.
What do you think is the biggest harm that we do when we don't understand that?
When we don't understand the texture, it's we confuse it with density, and that is not good because density has nothing to do with texture, and that's what a lot of people confuse. That's where the frustration comes in, I think, Kathy, with clients, because they want to have thick hair.
Right.
They say, "Oh, my hair is so fine." Their hair could be extremely coarse, but the density is not there. So that's the frustration. That's the part where stylists have to really know the difference between the two. And if they are constantly putting heat on the hair, that changes the type of hair you have. That changes the type of
I
hair.
could see that. Yeah, I could see where that would be a problem.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
and I think so many people put product after product after tool after tool trying to get a certain type of hair, and really they just need to figure out what type of hair they actually have and work it that way instead of trying to create something that may not be growing out of their head.
Exactly. You are so right. That's why I want to understand where their type is coming from, what type of follicle it is coming out of. So they know you won't change unless you just continue. Now, you can permanently straighten your hair with heat like you can with a relaxer. If you have ends, once you shampoo your hair should revert all the way back to its natural state. Whatever it is, it should revert back. If your ends are straight and they don't revert back to its natural state, that means you can just eliminate those if you think you want to go natural. Whatever.
I figured that out when I went natural. I went 9 months in braids before I made the decision to go natural. I wanted to get used to the look. I wanted to get used to not digging in my hair and combing my hair and washing, and brushing it all the time, because I knew that locks, I wasn't gonna be able to run a comb through my hair and all of that. So, having that experience with braids for 9 or 10 months gave me that, and I would just get them tightened every, few months, right? So what I found when I took the braids out, Doris, is that I had about 6 inches of new growth, but I also had about 5 inches of very straight hair. I'll find this picture and send it to you. But I was starting to I was half in and half out. I had about 6 inches of nappy and about 5 inches of really straight. And I called myself wearing head wraps and just I'm gonna hide the straight because I didn't want to cut my hair. That's 12 inches, right? I had to cut it in half, right?
Right.
And so finally one day when I was going out and I was trying to figure out a way, because I knew it looked crazy, part nappy and part straight, it looked crazy. And I kept trying to wrap it up, and one day I just took out the scissors and I let it go. And
that is exactly what happened. So that tells me that you have been thermally treating your hair in the different styles along the way.
Since I was in the first grade.
Exactly. And you know what, Kathy, if you pay attention to commercials now, most every African American person that's coming on TV now has natural hair.
Yes, I absolutely have noticed that. It's so empowering. It's beautiful because it just celebrates who we actually are, and people can be proud of how their hair grows out of their head.
Exactly.
That's what makes you uniquely you.
And nobody is dictating to us no more how we can.
That's exactly right. The assimilation is dissolving.
Yes. You know what? I was just heard on news earlier that what the tickets are going for the Rams game. I gotta share this: $6,000. Now, if you can pay $6,000 to sit in a seat for maybe 2 or 3 hours, let's get our health in order. Let's get our hair back. That's a lot of money for.
That's a lot of money for a football game that you don't own or that you're not getting paid from.
Exactly. So I say to everybody, tell everybody, let's get our health. Let's be around for the next year's Super Bowl.
That's 6 crown jewels.
Six people can come on board and become a crown jewel. Six
I'm
people.
just saying. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just thinking. We need to
And that's
have
low.
some of these people spend their money that they can write off. My
Okay.
goodness.
And Kathy, that's a low ticket, they said. That's a low.
Wow. Oh, because of the Super Bowl. That's right.
Yes.
So they're the first ones in the Super Bowl. The other game hadn't happened yet, right?
It hasn't happened yet. So that's what
Okay.
I'm saying, you guys. Let's get to, you know, I used to tell people, you go to the gas station and you put the 91 cent, the high grade gas in your car, and you go across the McDonald's and buy those hamburgers and all
Ooh, wow. That's deep.
and put in your body. So
That's so deep.
yeah, Wakana has put it in place for us to make some health changes. All we have to do is just get involved.
I love it.
You
I
know,
love it.
I'm starting my new lifestyle. I'm not saying a diet because you take tea
No,
off.
no, no. It is a lifestyle. You can't do it if it's a diet. You can't.
No, I'm not going to do
You
a
can't.
diet yet, but I will go back to my lifestyle change and stay focused. And stay focused.
It's gonna do you good. I know that so
Oh,
many people, and you got so much support. We're right here with you.
I know you
Any
guys.
questions for Doris today on her subject of follicles and how to care for them and how to understand your type? Well, folks, I'm going to invite you to join us on tonight. That will be 7:30 Central, or was it 5:30? 5:30 Pacific, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern, to hear some good R&B as we lead into our top of the hour event, our corporate virtual party. Invite your guests, invite your business partners to invite their guests. This is a perfect way for you to be able to showcase your business in a professional manner. All you got to do is invite and follow up. And congratulations again, Doris. Y'all don't know, but Team Eureka is growing.
And I hope she's on the line. I hope Lynn is on the line because she is a young stylist out of Florida. And I heard her say her parents are from Haiti. So, you know, we're going to
And
reach
the
out.
reason why she's not on the line is my fault. I was driving after I talked to her and I forgot to text her the Zoom. So that's my fault.
I sent her the flyer though, so she has.
Oh, okay. Yay. Okay, good. Not my fault.
Yeah, I sent it. I sent it out so many times, but you know what?
Okay, good stuff.
In order for us to move forward in a mighty big way, this is a movement. We're kind of just not a company. I don't know whether you know it or if you got in the news. It's a movement, but we can't move nothing until we share. We got to share.
That's right. Very well said.
Yeah, we got to share. That's the only way. And everybody's not going to see it like you see it. But you don't stop. Just keep on until they block you.
Everybody can be a customer. Everybody and some will be partners.
Exactly.
So that's exactly right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been fantastic. Thank you again, Doris. And we will see you guys later on. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.
Okay,
Bye
make it
now.
a great one, you guys. Invite.